want to begin today's MLB recap by showing an old clip. I think as a baseball fan, we've all seen this video at least once. If you're not familiar, a bunch of college kids somehow got the bullpen number to a game that they were watching, so they called the bullpen and they said, hey, get Minter warning. I had no idea that was AJ Minter of the Atlanta Braves, but back in college. Wow.
Yes.
Get Minter up and moving around.
Say that again?
Get Minter up and moving around.
Minter?
Minter.
Minter's in the dugout.
Well, get him down there.
But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. If this is your first time watching, we do this almost every single day, so don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, as well as use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any sporting events anytime soon. Save yourself 20 bucks off your entire purchase. Now, before we get into the Braves versus the Astros, Game 1 of the World Series, it was pretty lopsided, I will admit that. I want to talk about Shohei Ohtani winning the 16th ever Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award. That is kind of hard to say for his two-way play in 2021. The last time that this award was given out was back in 2014 when Derek Jeter set a postseason record for most hits and runs and everything like that. So again, this is a very rare and prestigious award. So the fact that Robert Manfred came out and said, hey, Shohei Ohtani, your two-way season was historic, I mean, it pretty much secures the fact that he is going to win MVP. So let me know in the comment section down below. Again, who's your pick? Vlad Jr. or Akil Baddoo? Shohei Ohtani. Sorry, I got him mixed up. Boo! Now, before we show the highlights of Game 1, I want to show this tweet from Josh Donaldson. So he logged on to Twitter yesterday. He does a little watch party for every single playoff game. It's kind of fun, but he chose violence. So he posted a simple tweet saying hi or hello, and then a fan tweeted out a box score of the Twins getting smashed by the White Sox, and then Josh Donaldson pretty much said, hey, you only played 4 more games than us, which is a weird insult because it confirms that Josh's team did not make the playoffs, whereas that Trolls team did. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate that comeback from Josh Donaldson? But either way, yes, he chose violence. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the highlights from yesterday. We have Jorge Soler hitting the first ever leadoff home run in World Series history. Now, when I mean leadoff, I mean the first hitter in Game 1. That's the first time it ever happened. And Framber Valdez, he is at his best when he is having fun and smiling. And he looked the exact opposite. He almost looked tired and like a deer in headlights. It was not the same guy that we saw in game number 5 or 6 of the ALCS versus the Red Sox. Jose Altuve, he made an incredible play yesterday, and then the other second baseman, Ozzie Albies, he gets on base, he steals second, and then he scores on an Austin Riley double. Albies made a fantastic play of his own in the bottom of the first to rob the Astros of a bases-loaded hit. This one hurt my feelings because I chose Kyle Tucker as the World Series MVP. He would have had 2 more RBIs, but instead Ozzie Albies, he robbed that man. Jorge Soler, he had an RBI ground out in the second inning. Now, speaking of the second inning, Yuli Gurriel hits a comebacker to Charlie Morton, and little did he know, but Charlie Morton actually fractured his fibula, and the x-rays came out that he will be out for the remainder of the World Series because of that fracture. Rosario gets on again, and then Duvall smacks a 2-run home run. This one traveled 112 miles per hour off the bat. Charlie Morton, with a broken fibula, strikes out Chas McCormick and Jose Altuve on a broken leg. Now, a lot of internet doctors are saying this is cool, but it's not that impressive because the fibula apparently is not a weight-bearing bone. The dude struck out Jose Altuve, a postseason legend, with a broken leg. That's really good. He was also tossing 98, so I'm going to say that is badass. Now, AJ Minter, the guy that we talked about in the intro, he came in and filled in quite nicely for Charlie Morton. He dominated again. Now, the box score says that he gave up an earned run, which I don't understand this because Dansby Swanson made an error and that allowed the run to score, so I don't understand that. But as we go through the game, it kind of got boring after that error from Dansby Swanson. Freeman had a sac fly. Eddie Rosario, he throws out Yuli Gurriel after Yuli stuck to the dirt. He got robbed by a few pebbles. And then Will Will Smith has a scoreless ninth inning as the Braves dominated the Astros in game number 1. Now, a crazy stat that I came across on Twitter, Eddie Rosario, Jock Peterson, and Adam Duvall have driven in 24 runs in the postseason. That is 60% of all of the runs that Atlanta has scored. So if you can get to those 3 guys, Peterson, Duvall, and Eddie, and shut them down, you might have a chance. And you guys saw in yesterday's video, if you missed it, I ranked all of the best players at every single position. I predicted the Astros to win in 6, and the Braves, they must have heard that. So they 1v1 me on Rust. They went to the top. They did a 360 no-scope silent shot, and then they said ratio plus you fell off. The Braves, they were not happy with my prediction. So that pretty much wraps up the highlights from yesterday. Now, game number 2 is happening later today. It's a little bit earlier. It's happening at 4:30, so make sure you guys do not miss it. Now we're going to talk about Corey Seager because according to an article, he stated that he wants to stay in LA. But Jeff Passan, a guy, I think that we're friends, but he does like to bully me a lot on Twitter. I can't believe that, ESPN employs a bully, but that's a different story for a different day. I'm obviously kidding. Jeff Passan is just having fun. But Jeff Passan came out and said that the Yankees will have Corey Seager as their 2022 starting shortstop. And if you don't believe me, here he is saying it live.
Shortstop for the Yankees in 2022. Is it one of the shiny objects that will be available?
Corey Seager.
So if you're a Yankees fan or just a baseball fan in general, I want you all to predict where Corey Seager is going to end up in the offseason. Do you believe him when he says that he's come up with LA, he loves what the team does, he understands how they approach business, and he wants to stay with that? Or are you going to go with the insider, Jeff Passan, who is a little bit more knowledgeable in the whole where a player is going and where he would not be going? Now, another guy that we're going to talk about a lot in the offseason, Carlos Correa. Both him and Corey are expected to get $300+ million. Now, the Yankees, they did in fact reset the luxury tax in 2021, so they can go over that in 2022, meaning they can go for Carlos Correa and Corey Seager. Now, if I was the Yankees, I would go for Carlos Correa. I know that a left-handed bat would be a little bit more valuable because of lineup balance, but I think that Correa has a higher ceiling. We saw in the 2021 campaign, they both have injury concerns, but I think Correa being a little bit younger, and the fact that through 700 games, he almost has the same amount of WAR as Alex Rodriguez because he plays the defense, he shows up in the postseason. If I'm the Yankees, I go for Correa, and if I'm Corey Seager, I'd probably go back to the Dodgers. Now, one more player I want to talk about who is also going to be a free agent, Michael Conforto. Apparently, Scott Boras, his super agent, is thinking that Conforto is going to sign for $200+ million, even though George Springer a year ago signed for $150. Whatever Scott Boras is on, I would like some as well, because that's some good stuff if you think that Conforto is going to get $200+ million, 50 more than George Springer. So to end today's video, we're going to talk about my favorite team, Cleveland, and we all know that I am now a Cleveland Guardians fan, but is that going to last? We don't know, because the Cleveland Roller Derby Guardians are officially suing the Cleveland Baseball Guardians because they are claiming that the baseball team lied for a patent. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to pan out, but yeah, I could be a Cleveland Guardians fan, I could not be. We could be, I don't know, the Cleveland Fuzzies. I like that. And if they don't do that, I guess I'll just have to buy the team. So if you guys see me putting 20 to 30 ads in videos going forward, it's just that I'm trying to get enough money to buy the Cleveland baseball team, and I think that would be fun. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Let me know your predictions for game number 2 in the comment section down below. I appreciate all of the support throughout the 2021 campaign. Stay safe out there and enjoy this day in MLB history.
The Twins are going to win the World Series. The Twins have won it. It's a base hit. It's a 1-0 10-inning victory.
Check on the runner, they pick him off.
Oh, boy.
This game is over. O'Hara picks off Colton Wong.
No way can this happen. Wong, with his team down by 2, makes the last out.